So welcome again to another AMA from Milkomeda. As many of you have joined us in other cases live, some of you actually watched the recording. Both of them is of course fine. What we want to do is always something more practical, something more near to the end user to show what is one, building in Milkomeda, C1, so specifically in this case focusing in Cardano, and two, what are they aiming for, how can they support that ecosystem, and basically how can you use the platform. So for today we actually have are going to have two speakers who are going to join us, but before, let me just give you a really brief introduction of what it is. So we're having this live demo with DEFIYIELD, which basically when they showed it to me was basically a place where you can have in one dashboard you could see or your asset, I think, in a more friendly and easier way, and many more things that it would not be me who says it, but then people from DefiYield. But let's just invite the speakers. So I'm gonna invite here first of all Sonali Jovino, who is the head of communication of DefiYield. Welcome, Sonali. Welcome to this live demo, right? Live Q&A with Milkomeda.
Hi
Great to
guys,
have.
nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, my name's Snally Givino from DeFiYield, and it's really happy to be here. Thanks for having.
And we also have Salvatore Di Benedetto, who is joining us also, and the marketing manager, right, of the Wheel.
Hey
Welcome,
guys,
Salvatore.
I'm here. Hey Caro, thanks for having us. I hope you're doing well.
Everything good. Okay, let's start. So my first question is, what is DefiYield? You show it to me, but how can we explain this in a more easy way to the users or for whoever will watch this video?
Yeah, no, absolutely, sounds good. So DeFiYield is essentially it's a place that I want to say just makes the DeFi people who are exploring the DeFi space, when it comes to like liquidity pools, yield farming, staking, etc., just life easier. So what we do is we are a cross-chain DeFi asset management dashboard. So we help users that are from like all over the world. When they connect their wallet to our dashboard, they're going to be able to like track all of these different DeFi assets that they have across multiple different, I would say like protocols, and platforms. And it's like it's really hard to keep track of all this stuff, on your own sometimes, because we're often a lot of users are exploring so many different opportunities. And even myself, like I remember when I connected to the DeFi dashboard, I discovered, investments that I completely forgot about. And had it not been for DeFi Yield, I would have, not realized they were still there, and I was able to take advantage of it, of course. But yeah, so essentially DeFi Yield is, I want to say, it's probably one of the most unique DeFi dashboards um, because of three things. So one, because it helps users find all the best DeFi opportunities that are out there, and it just brings them together in one place. And then two, it also helps users to be able to track, to be able to view all their balances, their profit and losses in terms of 24 hours, because we have all the historical data on users. And then three, we also provide a security layer. So, we help users to stay safe by providing them the best state-of-the-art security tools to alert them of security risks before they happen.
Perfect. So basically, I have everything in one place. I'm able to see it in a more simple way, right? So you're providing access to this information, which before we didn't have, I would say it like this. And how did this came to life? What are the origins of this? And I'm gonna jump here to Salvatore, so maybe you can also jump here and what's the history behind DeFi?
There is a real case on what was the problem and what solution we're bringing on the table. Back in 2020, our founder got wrecked. Right, they lost over 1 million. Right, so they invest money into a platform, they got wrecked, and there was there was no one able to check, what was the protocol, what was the security level behind, right? They hired a forensic agency, so they mapped out all of the, all of the track, all of the where the funds were going, in order, to understand a little bit about the hack and a little bit how to get these funds back in somehow. So they map out all of the road, all of the, the way where funds were going, and they did get in touch with the hacker, right? So the main problem here is like security in the DeFi space, right? DeFi space is really tough space, especially for beginners, but even advanced as well, right? Because anybody can get scam wreck on any singular protocol, platform, and so on. So the idea of the DeFiYield is coming from this particular occasion. So that was the problem. So how we can enhance, how we can improve the security, how we can improve the track, all of your funds in one place, and increase, the awareness first of all, and the security of all of the users. So that's why they come up with this idea of bringing on the table one platform where you can track all of your funds, all of your token, all of your investments, and also thanks to our security solution, you can also we can dig a little bit in depth later on. But we have a different security solution where you can actually track and understand based on risk we are giving you all of your smart contract you've been approving and token you've been investing on. So yeah, there is like a very real case of this.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Yeah, so in that case, it's interesting because Sonali also mentioned at one point that one of the characteristics that makes it unique is that you guys care about the security. Of course, nothing is said. It's not like we can control everything in terms of security, but of course, it seems like you guys are actually doing something to make this a priority. In that point, what else do you think that is something that is the uniqueness of the platform? Is there anything that maybe is unexpected for the end user who is a newcomer to the platform? And this question goes to Sonali.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so in terms of uniqueness, there's actually quite a few things I would say that make DefiYield really unique in comparison to any other DeFi dashboard, that might be helping people, track some of their assets. I would say what makes DefiYield unique is we're probably the most advanced DeFi management dashboard out there because of a few reasons. So one of the things that we do that really kind of helps DefiYield really stand out is that, for one, we're actually the first DeFi dashboard to support Cardano assets. There's no other like DeFi dashboard out there, and trust me, we've searched, that supports Cardano assets when it comes to like helping them track their assets, keep them organized, and also providing, security tools. So we're really honored to be the first because, not many people or platforms can have that title. So that's for sure one area that really helps us to stay ahead of the game and be unique. And another thing is another area that makes us unique, aside from our shield, which we'll like kind of do a deeper dive into a little bit after this, but is our REKT database. So we have DefiYield is actually known for having in the DeFi industry, I would say, is known for having the world's largest audit and REKT database. And so how is this helpful? So essentially what that means is we provide these tools for users, because often everyone's, is often told, it's important to do your own research, learn about these projects before you start investing in them. Don't just follow what other people say. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're arming users with the most effective tools that are out there to help them stay safer in this space. So we actually like Yahoo Finance, TechCrunch, and a lot of media companies often use our REKT database as a resource when they're reporting on REKT events such as Ronin, Harmony, Nomad Bridge, for example. So yeah, so I would say that's definitely one area that makes us unique. And actually, I can jump into showing some of this right now.
For sure. If it will be, yeah, for sure. We can definitely jump immediately to the demo and then continue just talking about it. If that is the case, I will give the opportunity for you guys to share the screen. And I will leave you the invisible mic to you guys so you can go through the platform.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, Kara. All right. So just going to share my screen here. Okay. And we are good. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Perfect. Yeah, it's working.
Great. Okay. So essentially, guys, this is DeFiYield. And so it's like, it's an incredible platform. So when users come, they connect their wallet, they're going to see a connect wallet, in the middle or the top right. When they scroll down, you're going to be able to see what's in your wallet. So total funds held in your wallet across all of the networks, so across all of the chains, what you have deposited, claimable, lending, etc. As you scroll down, you're also going to be able to see a lot of the different blockchains that you are personally, right, like invested in. And so, and then it also shows you all the different, I would say, protocols that you have funds in. Here, for example, we actually, you can take a look at what you have on Milkomeda. So if you're invested on any of the Cardano, protocols, or any protocols that, Milkomeda is connected to, you can see all the different tokens that you have on your Milkomeda wallet. Right. And then in terms of protocols, we actually provide, and then when you click on so then we also provide users with an entire menu, like a full suite of integrated DeFi yield farming protocols. So that way users don't necessarily have to really go anywhere else when they're looking for like opportunities of like, where are the best opportunities of where they can start like either investing or staking or yield farming. So they essentially can just, people like users can come to DeFiYield and be able to actually view all the different yield farming opportunities that are out there, right? So on Polygon, Arbitrum, right? And then they can, scroll through these different ones, and right from DeFiYield, they can click and they can access, them. So it just makes, a user's life so much easier because we really simplify things down by aggregating all these opportunities into one place. And so that's like really great access. But like kind of as I was mentioning before, because you asked like, what are the things that make DeFiYield unique? So, these are actually some of the key like features that really makes DeFiYield stand out. So as you can see, Milkomeda, we have Blueshift, Mulsely Swap, and OkamiX integrated. We're going to be integrating a lot more DeFi protocols on Milkomeda. So, that's really exciting. So we invite users to stay tuned to that. And but there's just so much that you can explore. And as you can see, we have like Cardano. You can see some of the Cardano protocols. We have partnership like group chats with just about every one of these protocols, because it's very important to us that, that we're able to have a really good relationship with each of them, that we're supporting these ecosystems, especially when it comes to the DeFi space, and that we have a really open communication so that we can integrate all of the top products that users are using, and new products and new features that a lot of these protocols are also coming out with. And then in terms of, maybe I was going to say Sal can talk about the REKT database, but Sal, do you want to show the REKT database?
Yeah, I was gonna say that we can add some information about the REKT database. You can click on the REKT database unless I can share my screen, which is going to be easier. I think you should be able to see it right now. Here we go. Should be on. Just let me know when you see my screen, please.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So this is the REKT database, which is a collection of all of the REKT exploit scam happening in the industry. As you can see, we are almost nearly 3K, which is it's an amazing milestone for us, I would say. And the REKT database is classified on categorized, by a project, chain, category, type of issues, and fund lost. So this is something like really, really useful. And by the way, we are just giving away this data for free. You don't need to pay anything to just go on DeFiYield.app/REKT database, and or DeFiYield.app, and then you scroll down here on audits REKT database. You click on it, and you have fully access to the REKT database. Also, I would also add the REKT database has been featured on on big magazines such as TechCrunch, for example. They are taking data because there are so much useful data, and then we got so many people relying on the REKT database, so it's something very useful for the industry. And of course, you can filter in here by different type of, you can see here honeypot, Texas scam, exploit, and so on. You can filter by different different entities, different categories, classified, and so on. Like you can play around. You can, we have one dedicated team working on this on a daily basis. So as you can see, it's pretty much fully updated. And yeah, this is what we do. Like we categorize everything, and then we give some, a breakdown of what happened in terms of, quick summary, details of the exploit, and some block data references. Yeah, this
Perfect.
is pretty much. If we also, as we are here talking security, we do auditing as well. So we build the audit database, categorized, of course, by auditor, issue, revision, and we also leave some reporting here. So this is again free data we are giving away to users, communities, and so on. Yeah, this is pretty much in terms of REKT database and audit database.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you, Salvatore. Thank you. So from what I get here
about that. Oh, sorry.
No. For what I get here, you have clearly a very strong raw data that you actually use it not only for your platform, but you're providing this data to other even media platforms, as Sonali mentioned at the beginning, and we clearly saw it after Salvatore actually showed it, so it was easy to see also. So congrats for that. And then you also have it kinds of which caught my attention. You said, which was said at the beginning, you are it seems like you are the first dashboard for Cardano that actually unite all these data in the way that you are doing it, right? Okay, because my question here, my next question was, okay, but what are you bringing to the Cardano community, right? What are you bringing through Milkomeda C1 to the Cardano community that maybe someone else is not providing?
Yeah, correct. Like as you know, Cardano is a vast land, right? And it's a big community. There are different projects coming up, and there are so many projects which are developing on Cardano. And the idea was, as you can tell, like we have, as you said, as Sonali said at the beginning, we are the first DeFi Cardano dashboard, and we already integrated like the biggest protocols on Cardano, including SantaSwap, MinSwap, and so on, like including MELD. Like we are in touch with them. We are creating, we are coming up with activities with them. We are trying to engage with communities. We are trying to give them the beauty of our platform as well, because at the end of the day, that's what we do, right? We aggregate everything in one place to simplify as much as we can the user's experience. And this is like it's funny because Sonali said at the beginning, like when you invest in DeFi, you might end up investing in different projects on different chains, and sometimes you tend to forget what funds you invested in a particular project. And that will happen to me as well. As soon as I connect my wallet, boom, okay, I got my funds in there. I completely forgot about it. So it's something useful. We are trying to simplify here the DeFi space, and provide, of course, an extra layer of security for our users and for the DeFi space.
It comes. I have some questions actually that it comes just to my mind in terms of, as Milkomeda, which we are layer 2 protocols, we provide EVM capabilities to non-EVM blockchains, which that means that even though that at this precise moment we're talking about Milkomeda C1 targeting and working with the Cardano ecosystem, is not the only ecosystem we aim to work with. As maybe you guys know, we're also in the process of integrating with Algorand and eventually other chains in the future. And having said so, I read and I know that you guys are integrated with more than 20, I think 25 different chains. Can you provide some more information about that? Maybe what other chains can also are you guys working in? Also, how can you connect? What wallets can I use to connect if to actually the platform?
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, and that's a great question, Carol. So the kind of like what Sal was saying, I would say one of the reasons we're also bridging to Cardano ecosystem is because there's such a big community on Cardano, and especially in terms of DeFi. And so our goal is to be able to support the DeFi community as much as possible. And so when we see, I would say, ecosystems and chains like Cardano having such a big influence and also relationship there, we want to make sure we're the first to to really support that and help push that forward further into the communities. And I was going to say also, one thing is one of the reasons we also are focused on supporting Milkomeda is because we believe that Milkomeda is helping to bridge users from sort of like one world to bridging two worlds together. So bridging the world of users that are exploring the EVM space, the EVM chain spaces, to Cardano. And so we want to make sure that we're helping to also support bridging that gap and allowing users that are, say, exploring various different EVM chains to also be able to introduce them to exploring Cardano, specifically through Milkomeda. And so that's been like a really great, I would say, opportunity for us, with working with you guys. In terms of like wallets, which are the wallets that we support? So we support like a number of different wallets per each chain. For Cardano, we have like Nami, we have actually a few different wallets, for Cardano. And so when users go to our dashboard and then they connect their wallet, they're going to be able to see an entire menu of like wallets that they can select from per each chain that they're interested in connecting. Now, in terms of what types of chains do we support, we actually I would say we have quite a robust list of blockchains that DeFi Yield is integrated with. We're actually currently integrated with 25 of the top blockchains, I would say, in the world, most popular ones, at least ones that most of the users are using. I would say 18 of them are EVM chains and 6 of them are non-EVM chains. And Cardano is one, of course, of our non-EVM chains that we have. And yeah, so that's really exciting. But maybe I can share my screen and show a little bit of that.
Yeah, that would be great. You can share the screen. Meanwhile, while you share the screen, as many of you know, some of you guys are watching, some of you will watch this recording later. We also are open to have some questions from the community. Ama and Sonali, we actually have a question with Snail, just what you said. So I'm gonna ask it now. So I'm gonna share this question so then everybody can see it. The question is from Mark Vlad. I'm sharing the question now. As you can see, it is 100% related to what we're talking about. So I would rather that we kind of answer it now. Mark says, impressive numbers of integration, clearly around 25. How did you manage to get so many? Congrats to your business devs. So Nali, the question is for you, and I think it's related to what also you're gonna share.
Oh, like how did we manage to get so many like integrations on our platform?
Yeah, I believe his integrations changed, no? I believe. Mark, you're open to comment if you want, but I believe so, yes.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I would say, with chain integrations, one of the big things that has been like really helpful for us, I would say for chains is, we've started this, kind of like how Sal mentioned, since like the summer of 2020 is when DeFi first started. So integrations have been like at the forefront of our mission. Not only do we want to make sure we're supporting like all of the top, I would say blockchains in the world, but we also want to make sure we're supporting emerging ones that are really on a mission to make a difference in Web3 and also the DeFi space. So yeah, and then like kind of as I mentioned before. So here you can kind of see a bit of a variety of some of the chains that we have. A lot of this is refreshing in real time as well. So it's kind of cool. You can see like new ones popping up. But yeah, like you can see we have like Binance, Polygon, Moon River, Milkomeda, Osmosis, Cardano, and you can see like all of the funds that you have invested across every single one of these blockchain networks. And in terms of yield farming opportunities, you're like, okay, what are some yield farming opportunities that are out there? And maybe you only know of a couple of them, but there's so many. I want to say there's so many yield farming like protocols in terms of like opportunities that are out there, that it's really, really, truly hard to keep track of them on your own in terms of just like using Google and YouTube, so it's so important for users to be able to have a tool like this that's free for them to use, that's easily accessible, that's a completely seamless dashboard, when it comes to like being able to navigate through it very easily. It's so important for users to have tools like this. So and also just kind of come back to the user's question is, so yeah, how are we able to integrate so many of these integrations? So recently, not that long ago, we've been able to create this new technology framework that allows us to increase the speed of protocol integration. So DeFi yield farming, platform integrations. And so before, it took us like, I would say, I don't know, like maybe a week or something, maybe more, to integrate like a certain yield farming protocol. And now we can integrate like many protocols, yield farming protocols, in a day. So that's why now we currently have over 200. Sorry, just scrolling down here. We have over 200 yield farming protocol integrations that are integrated right into DeFi Yield's dashboard. So what does that mean? So it means users can come onto DeFi Yield and they can access all of these different yield farming opportunities. So, as you can see, these are just a few, as an example. But yeah, we provide like an entire full suite, fully loaded menu of the best opportunities that are in the space today that users anywhere in the world can access. So here it shows you, but just on a last note there, we're currently on course to integrate 800 yield farming protocols, and that's by the end of this year.
I was going to ask you now, and I will also jump to Salvatore to explain a little more about the roadmap. This is a constant question that comes, like, what is your roadmap? What are you aiming for at the end of the year? And the reason this, as you know, happen is because in crypto, the velocity is much. I mean, we have a lot of velocity in general. And it's clearly you prove that you have velocity because you're mentioning to me that you can integrate now in 24 hours some specific protocols. So I am really, honestly, intrigued to know what is the roadmap how does a roadmap for you guys looks like for this 2026? I mean, this, let's say that at least the fourth quarter, you know, we're ending the year, but it's still.
One thing I wanted to add on top of before we dive into the roadmap is the beauty of our platform is the fact that you can also bundle different wallets, so EVM and non-EVM. So this is, I think, is a very useful feature. And of course, in terms of roadmap, like we are on track for yeah, as Sonali was saying, like the focus on the company is you know, to increase first of all increase the focus on security solution, increase the focus on new chains, new protocols. Right now, like we have integrated already over 220 platforms. So by the end of the year, the goal, the aim is to integrate over 800 platforms, farming platform, and over 100 blockchains. So as you can tell, like, you know, the team is fully focusing on building. On top of that, we are coming up with our mobile platform, right? So this is something, mobile app. Yep. This is something on the team is currently working on at the moment. And also we are implementing, you know, we are implementing and optimizing our security solution, including we're gonna deep dive in it later on, which is the Shield, which is the first antivirus on you know, in the world, I would say, because as soon as you connect your wallet, we scan all of the smart contract you've been approved, all of the token you've been invested in, and we give you like a risk assessment, essentially. So within a couple of seconds, you're going to be able to understand, okay, there is a malicious contract. Okay, there is a malicious investment I've done. And obviously this data are taken, first of all, due to our experience or security developer experience. And then we have multiple data source on our in-house data source. So in that way, we are able to scan, like, again, within 2 seconds, your portfolio and see what's going on. So this allows you to understand, like, you know, it's like an extra layer of security, whether you invest in a different project or whether you approve different contracts on different platform. And of course, the focus is going to be like how we can optimize this. Can we give people like a pop-up in case something happened? Can we send them alerts? Can we send them notification? So this is something in process at the moment. And this is so the main key focus at the moment is like more integration, more chains, including platform and chains, and optimizing the current security solution we have. Sorry, I was meant to go on.
I could share a little bit more actually about the roadmap if you like, but yeah, I would say like on our roadmap, we also have, we're going to be creating a custom cross-chain swap feature. And we're also going to be coming out with a cross-chain bridge, you know, feature and tool as well that users can access right from the DeFi Yield dashboard. It's going to be custom made also on our part. And yeah, version 1 of that, our goal is for the end of this year. We also have our own blockchain network coming out, very similar to Chainlink, which is aimed to be like at the end of Q4 coming out. And yeah, and then so we have a lot of that. That's going to be, yeah,
a lot. I mean, it seems like a lot, no? Salvatore,
I think you can see straight away. Yeah, no, I was gonna say you can see straight away where are we going, like in terms of developing. Like
if I need to
blockchains, like
yeah,
one place, literally one place where you can, you know, track your funds, security, check what's going on in your portfolio, smart contract investment. Okay, there is something wrong. Revoke, swap, bridge. So this is DeFi Yield in a nutshell.
I like it. I like it, and congratulations for all the advancement and everything you guys have done. I personally stay with the raw data and the management that you have done with it, which I think sounds very outstanding. The risk assessment, which is also something interesting, and clearly you have repeated that constantly. So congrats for that. And having all in one place, right? Which is something simple for the end user. I have a question from Mark Glad again, and I'm going to share it with you guys, which it basically says, thanks for the scanning options. Are the sources in open access? Basically,
Yeah, so like I would say, yeah, everything that's scanned is open source. So it's only scanning like open source, I would say, contracts and data. So right now, so actually, you know what, maybe I can just screen share and I can show you right now what the shield actually looks like since we're on this question. There we go, Okay. All right. So on the DeFi Yield dashboard, on the say the left-hand corner here, you can see there's a bit of a menu of things you can select from. You'll notice there's an area called the shield, see here in blue. So when users click on that, it'll take them to this page, right? So it'll take them to this page, and here it'll show users. So what this is, this is like an absolute game changer. Because like you said, Kara, it's being able to provide all these different like incredible tools, but like really make it easier for the user by bringing them all into one simple, easy to use place, easy to access. So the shield here, like kind of like Sal mentioned, is it essentially will scan. It automatically scans. You don't need to press any buttons. You don't need to activate it. You don't need to do anything. So we take care of all the work and we do it automatically for the user. The minute their wallet is connected, the shield starts working, right? It starts doing its job. And the shield will automatically start scanning through all of the approved, smart contracts that a user has. So examples of that will be like the liquidity pools that they've approved, staking, farming, etc. So maybe there's a vulnerability in a protocol that they're invested in, but maybe there's a vulnerability only in the staking contract, but not in the liquidity pool, or maybe it's in the farming and not the staking. So it doesn't necessarily mean we're flagging the entire protocol, but we're flagging a specific vulnerability that's specifically in a particular contract or investment yield farming activity that they're involved in. And so it just alerts the user immediately in a matter of seconds. It gives them the opportunity to revoke. It lets them know specifically what the issue is, because not all risks are the same. And what makes our particular shield really unique and different compared to like other, I would say, tools or platforms. I'll give you an example, like Revoke Cash. I've tried them all. A lot of the different, I would say, revoke platforms I've used, and they're quite complicated. They're not very user friendly. They don't necessarily differentiate between what's a high risk and a low risk. And most of the time, users will have no idea how to differentiate that on their own. And so that's why we realized this, and we wanted to make sure we really simplified it down for the user, so that we just like alert them of what is the high risk issues. And but we let them know what's low and medium risk, because they don't need to stress out and be concerned about something that's not an issue. But yeah,
Perfect.
we do the same thing for tokens and also for NFTs. So if there's a risk, if there's a security issue in an NFT, we'll be the first to alert the user of it.
Great. Well, clearly there has been a lot done, and there is also a lot to be done, and there is a lot that will be done. We got like the DEFIYELD. Also, I think Salvatore nailed it when he said it in a way. I cannot say in the way you said it, but it was just like, this is what we're doing now, and this is what we're aiming for at the same time. So, well, we're coming to the end of this live demo. Basically, the idea of this live demo for the whole community is to have access to actually see the platforms and learn more about how they work and who are behind this platform, who are the people behind. So I would just thank you. First of all, thank you everybody who was connected live. Thank you everyone who is not live and who will watch this later. And please, of course, as always, do your own research. In this case, we are super happy to have collaboration and partners, as in this case, in the case of Sonali Salvatore. I have used that platform as well. So, and now to see it here is also super interesting. So congrats. And Sonali Giovino, Head of Communications, and Salvatore Di Veneto, Head of Manager of Marketing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And thank you everyone who was in this call. So,
thank you very much, Caro. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.